whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, we'll leave you alone. Is really
absolutely. I think that's that's kind of what happened with Burning Love, or Party Down is a similar. When you have
Party Down, by the way, our engineer Eric said, "Holy shit, you're the guy from Burning Down."
Party Down.
What did I say?
Burning Down.
Oh, I got it confused with Burning Love. I've not seen Party Down, but
you'd like it.
Our engineer Eric acted like fucking George Harrison came back to life and walked in the garage.
He has very good taste.
He does have a good taste. He's excellent taste.
When you have
Nickelback albums,
when you have a singular voice, when you're allowed to kind of do what you want to do and get your voice out there without a lot of people fucking with it, for me, it's that's the best stuff comes from that.
I'm guessing you wrote Wanderlust.
My wife did. I'm sorry, Burning Love. Right, Wanderlust. Yes, I wrote Wanderlust with David.
Which I loved. And I was so surprised that I was sitting in a hotel room watching a Jennifer Aniston movie.
Yeah.
Going, like, Paul Rudd, I know. That's just Money in the Bank.
Right.
And she was not a sitcom actress.
No, she's
like, you
terrific.
wrote a thing that was a perfect thing for her. She was great.
Yeah.
And it was heartfelt. And I also love, like, the message of when he decides he doesn't want to be in I don't want to spoil anything, but fucking spoiler alert, whatever. Yeah. But when he's like, we got to get the fuck out of here, like, I really perked up at that part. That's the part of the film. In any movie, that's the part where you kind of zone out. Right. But that's the part where I go, hey, wait a minute. Cell phones are fucking great. Right. I do want to live in a big city, and I want to play fucking Missile Command on my iPad.
Right.
Like, this has been cool.
Right.
I appreciate your chutney recipe.
For a couple of weeks, it was nice.
Let's all fucking... Alan Alda's got a neat beard and all. That's good. Right. My fucking Jeep's in the lake. Let's go back to town and fucking hook up our phones and do the crossword while we ride the subway. So I like that his crisis of conscience was to jump back into the pool.
Right.
It was but how much pushback did you get from the studio on Wanderlust? Because with the state, you had complete autonomy. And with Burning Love, you have autonomy.
I think the bigger the project, the more money that's behind it, the more people have say, and that makes I get it. I'm not saying it shouldn't be that way. It's just the way it is. So, like, the bigger projects you do, unless you're, I don't know, Steven Spielberg or something, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, wait a second, there's a lot of money behind this.
Right.
We should change that.
Did you get
so
any
more
notes?
People will pay money so we can make our money back?
Were there, and you don't have to out anybody, but were there any specific notes where you went, well, that's retarded?
No, I mean, no more than no. There are notes that come in that you disagree with, or like, when David and I spent a lot of time writing that script, and so we knew it inside and out. And then when people come in and they read it and they're like, and they see it with a clear eye, sometimes they give great notes that we're too deep into it.
Right.
But sometimes they say things and I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense logically to the story that we have. But we can do that. That's a different movie.
The game then becomes, how do you convey that thought to that person without that person thinking you're a difficult writer?
Right. Well, you have to embrace what they're saying and then go off and see if it works. Like, you can't give a knee-jerk reaction and be like, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
you have to kind of go off and do it.
That's my problem.
Well,
I'm a big knee-jerk reaction guy.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, like, what's nice about Dave Wayne, working with Dave, is he's not. He'll be like, okay, I hear that. And then we would go and we work on stuff. And but a lot of times, notes from people are helpful. It's just that you have to be able to separate the good from the bad. And when you're immersed in it, and sometimes you lose a sense of what you're trying to do, because now all of a sudden you're trying to put out these fires or figure out what they're, appease these notes and appease these things. And it's just, you have to juggle a lot of balls. Whereas if you wipe that away, I'm happy to live or die by something that is like a pure kind of representation of who I am. I'm not saying the things I do are perfect, but like art, they're who I am, and so there are good things about it, and it might be imperfect, but it does represent who I am, and so. Those type of things tend to be the smaller projects because you don't have a lot of people kind of fucking with them.
Would you say you've always been sort of an under the radar guy. The state is super popular. I'm going someplace with this, so bear with me.
Go ahead.
But I mean, you're a sketch comedy guy. You're an actor.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. Well, I'll cut to the chase. With Wanderlust, that's kind of like that's a big fucking cut. That's Yankee Stadium. You're betting fourth.
Yeah.
Like, you're writing a.
And the movie did not do well. The movie did not open well.
All right, but when you're writing it and taking these notes, you're not saying this movie didn't do well. That you have Jennifer Aniston and Paul Rudd, and you have fucking Alan Alda. Everybody in that cast was everybody was That's the other thing about Wanderlust. Everyone was perfect.
Right.
There was no oh, that fucking guy. Like there was no everybody oh my god. When Paul Rudd's out on the patio with the pregnant lady, he thinks she wants to fuck him, and she gives birth. Like it was so funny. Everybody was perfect. My point was going to be you get your big cut at that time. So when you start taking those notes, being a knee-jerk guy, do you just let David handle it because you go, this is like, what did you perceive it as like your shot? Like this is a big shot here.
No, I mean I knew we knew it was the most money we've gotten to do a movie.
How much?
Like a normal sure. Size big Hollywood movie. Sure. But I mean but no, I mean I think that we have been working together. We did Role Models, and we've done. David and I have done movies together. We did like a
loved Role Models.
Thank you very much. We've done like a movie, like an independent movie, like The 10, and I did a really small movie that I wrote called Diggers.
The Diggers.
So like,
not The Diggers. Diggers. Sorry.
Diggers.
Yeah.
But
Clam Diggers.
About clam diggers on the South Shore of Long Island.
Great cast.
It was a good cast.
Yeah.
It was a good cast. But it wasn't like we were like, oh my God, we're getting our shot. It was the next job. And
I guess I thought it was you know what? When you just said like Role Models and Diggers and stuff, I realized. I guess I love the movie so much that just in the moment talking to you, I was like, that was a fucking huge deal, right? So obviously...
I'm not going to lie. We knew... We've worked with Rudd so many times, so it wasn't like we were excited that Rudd was doing it, and Rudd was a huge part of it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, we got Rudd. I was like, great, Rudd's in, cool, we got that, excellent.
It'd be weird if he wasn't in.
Right, exactly.
Right, gotcha.
And then
when you land America's Sweetheart, when you land Rachel, it's all over.
Then Rudd's like, yeah, Jen's been wanting to do something together, and we're like, well, this would be.
She should have shown her tits in the tractor scene. That would have put that movie over the top.
Yeah,
because they blurred it out, and I was watching it with my wife, and she goes, "How does she not show her fucking tits in this movie?" And I go, "Really?" She goes, do you know she would have been on the cover of She Is Anyway.
Right.
But she would have gotten an extra 10 years and an extra $100 million tacked onto her career if in your movie this is my wife speaking, if she just goes, you want to see something for your cameras? And if Jennifer Aniston just, in your movie,
do you think,
she really fucked you on that one?
No.
Yes.
We told her.
I'm telling you right there, dude. She was wearing the little pasties and they blurred it out anyway?
We shot it. Like a real scene, and then, but the understanding was always that we were going to blur it out.
She should have showed him.
But then it would have taken you out. Then you would have been like, that's Jennifer Aniston as opposed to the character, I think.
Okay, but measure that with a $100 million movie.
Look, I'm not tough. Money-wise, of course. I mean, I can't deny that probably more money would have been made opening weekend.
Hey, what are you going to do this weekend? I want to see that movie. What's it called? I don't know, but Jennifer Aniston shows her tits. Then you're that guy. And then Louis comes in.
Hey, everybody. Yeah.
All
of a sudden,
those
he's like
tits.
Dean Martin all of a sudden. Louis is not Dean Martin.
You sure are a fine little old lunch crowd. I come out first, watch you people eat, then I dip my balls in it. That other Italian and Jew come out. Then you got a show, baby. Let me do this read. Hey, do you skip your favorite sporting events or concert because you think tickets are too expensive? Think again. ScoreBig.com makes live events affordable. 40% of live event tickets go unsold each year, even when the arena or stadium is full. Thousands of tickets are comped out or given away to make it look like a sellout, Miami Marlins. ScoreBig.com works directly with the box office and other ticket providers to sell these tickets. Every ticket on ScoreBig.com is guaranteed to be between 10% and 60% below retail price. Great seats from the the front row to the rafters. Purchase your tickets days, weeks, or even months in advance. There are no fees or shipping charges ever. It is impossible to pay full price on scorebig.com. You are guaranteed to save on tickets. Register on scorebig.com this week and use the code J, J-A-Y, to get an extra $10 off your purchase this week only. Go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, and enter the code J. That's J-A-Y. Always less than full price, never any fees. Scorebig.com. That's scorebig.com. Enter the code J. Don't forget to enter J at scorebig.com. Joe Torre told me he went out to the mound to take David Cone out of the World Series in like 98.
Right.
He walks out to the mound. And David Cohn's just, getting pummeled. And he goes out to the mound, and David Cohn goes, I feel good. And Joe Torre goes, then what the fuck am I doing out here? I mean, if that should be in a Buddhist quote book, that, to me, is one of my favorite Joe Torre stories ever. But the
what did Cohn say?
Nothing. Just you hand the ball over. It's so implied. Like, there's so much in that statement. Then what the fuck am I doing out here? Like, there's a scoreboard behind you.
Look at the score.
Yeah, I sent Jorge out. Joe Girardi went out. Then I sent, Mel Stoudemire walked out once.
Go tell the guys on first, second, and third what you just told me.
And the runs. The guys that are fucking dropping a home run trot on you. He also said he said he saw the perfect game that was a perfect game David Wells threw on Beanie Baby Day.
I don't know if it was Beanie Baby. I don't know.
In the cold. It was Beanie Baby Day, so it was a sellout. It was like 55,000 people in Yankee Stadium on Beanie Baby Day. And David Wells, big, heavy set.
Yeah.
David Wells throws a perfect game. And then, David Wells, a big boozer, big partier. And then in the middle of the summer, David Cone threw a no-hitter, and it was like 100 degrees. It was hot as balls and sticky. And he goes, and let me tell you something, JJ. You flip-flop those starts, they probably both take losses. I go, I don't understand. He goes, David Cone, his ball doesn't move so well in the cold. And Boomer, that fat fuck's not throwing a perfect game in the heat. Like, just straight up.
Joe Torre.
Couldn't take it. Burning Love, I just watched episode 4 this morning. I'm not going to say who gets eliminated.
Wait, 4 or 5?
4.
So you didn't see the pool party yet?
No, that was the coming
you gotta watch
attraction.
the pool. That's my favorite episode.
I think what I'm most impressed with, yeah, it's party time.
What's up, dude?
A baby just walked in holding a dog chew toy and went right for the candle. We really know how to parent around here. This kid freaking loves Ken Marino. Hi, bud. Yes. Hey! It's a matter. Me and my wife both are so impressed with whoever edits and puts together the next week on Burning Love. That to me is where not all the comedy, but that to me is you guys nail the what happens reality thing better than I've ever seen anyone nail any genre of anything.
Well, thanks, man.
Do you guys sit around and go, everyone has to be screaming at all times?
Oh, you like the screaming thing.
You come out for the pool party. That's what made me think of it.
That was my idea. That particular one, we edited the whole show, and then we like, we should probably have previously ons and next ons. And so then we did this big kind of rush to do previously ons.
That was your idea.
That was the previously and next ons?
Yeah.
It wasn't my idea to do them. We were talking about it, so I don't know whose idea
that to
it
me
was.
Is what takes it from like an A to an A plus. Because when I watched the first one, I thought it was a one-off.
Right.
And when it said this season on
Right.
Burning Love, and it's every stereotypical like, I thought you liked me, and like then you see like the actual the boom guy and the
Right.
camera guy, like when it's and like like on every reality show, some real shit broke out when when they're shooting each other, and then and then one of the girls goes, "Is this really happening?" Like I said to my wife, I didn't know if it was going to be a series or not. And when you guys shot that, it was like a coming up on.
Right.
I was like, this has to keep going.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The previous ons and next ons, I think, help enormously for so many reasons on it because, it's only 8-minute episodes, and there's so many characters. And so what's nice, and we shot so much stuff that you could actually put stuff that you didn't see and jokes that you didn't see that didn't fit into the body of the piece. And so you have these like little one-off jokes or like things that push story forward that you weren't able to kind of tell. Like one of the characters is into some of the other women on the show. You'll see in episode 5. But there wasn't enough time to really drop that stuff in the body of it, but you could put it in the previously on and the next ons in such a way where you go, oh, she's into some of the girls, and now and it actually kind of just hints about certain character traits that, you know, or story arcs that we wouldn't have been able to do. So it really does help a lot.
I hope you take this as a compliment, because I mean it. It's you. I've seen you do a lot of sketch. I've seen you do